ultimate fanfare. What's going on, world? Welcome to this episode of the Playaction Podcast. We got Brandon here. What's up, Colin? What's going on, bro?
Man, it's it's post Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl was it was better than I expected. I was thinking this is like the worst matchup ever. I want to see the Rams. Everyone wants to see Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, the MVP against who cares, whatever. But instead we got Sam Darnold and Drake May. But you know what? The game turned out to be pretty damn good. I love defense. I like seeing great defensive plays. I like seeing people fly around the ball. We're going to talk about your boy Christian Gonzalez because he was all over the place.
Yeah.
That first half, well, it was the defense were up there. I mean, they're talking about Seattle being, the top scoring defense. Patriots were like number 2 and 3 in several categories. The defensive lines were like granted, Donald didn't necessarily get sacked, but he was under pressure. Every single play seemed like, and Drake May he didn't handle the pressure as well. He got sacked quite a bit. I think the Patriots didn't even have a first down in the first half. Or if they had one towards the end, maybe. But I thought Seattle still, even with the defensive play, I thought Seattle moved the ball between the 20s really easily. But when it got down to the 20, the 18, 19-yard line, Patriots defense stiffened up and, Seattle started kicking field goals.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like Seattle, like you said, between the 20s, Seattle's running game, they was on point. Obviously, Super Bowl MVP, the running back, but like they could run the ball, they could, dink and dunk in, down the field. It's just, like you said, at the end, red zone, the Patriots stiffened up. But bro, the Seahawks defensive line, they came out and made a name for themselves. Oh my God, like you just said. Drake May was under pressure the majority of the game. They might not have sacked him every time, but bro, it was frightening for him. He was out there seeing ghosts. I'm like, bro, check out of this, bro. What is going on? Like, you see, your left tackle is getting abused right now. Get rid of the ball early. I don't understand. And like, it kind of makes me feel good right now because it's like, oh, we're going to have another Patriot come back at the end, and then it was like, oh, not the beginning of Tom Brady again. And then it was like, he threw an interception. I was like, oh, yep, there it is. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Woo! Just like, oh my gosh. Thank you, Sam Darnold, for not letting us enter in to another dynasty of the Patriots. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Hey, thank you, Sam Darnold. And I'd say, it looked like the Patriots may start a little bit of a comeback. I mean, they'd have to play perfect on the stretches. The last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
But again, Drake, I put it a little bit on Drake, but this is his first year as he's really got hold of the offense. And so he's not going to know all the protections very well, although he should.
Yeah.
But why isn't the coaching not putting those plays in check, knowing, hey, we got to add another chip to the left side because, Will's having difficulty over there.
Bro.
But they left him on an island. And like you said, Seattle's line just used and abused, turned him into a turnstile. It was sad to watch his confidence being broken during the game. But Seattle's line, I don't know any of the names outside of Leonard Williams, and that's because he played for the Giants. Them boys, like you said, they made a name for themselves. I will remember their names. They were just fearsome. The whole defensive scheme was nasty. I seen Witherspoon coming from, he almost got a sack. You had Julian Love coming through. Everybody and their mama was coming down at some point in time, but they only seemed to rush 4 or 5. It was impressive to see.
Yeah, and then that almost sack for pressures to interception. I was sitting there like, what just happened? What did I witness? And then Buddy's running down the field, and I'm like, bro, this defense is ridiculous right now. This is crazy. It was 9-0 for a good little part of the game. They had the shutout for like a majority part of the game. Like, they was pitching a shutout. This defense was amazing. This is one of the top defensive performances. I think we talked off camera since I seen with Von Miller and the Broncos a couple years ago when Peyton Manning got his last championship. That defensive line was just snapping. They was after Cam Newton. And that's where, the infamous Cam Newton didn't dive on the fumble. And it was like one of them type of situations. It was like, bro, I haven't seen the defensive line that dominant since then. And this defensive line, they definitely made a name for themselves because being up there in the Northwest, we don't really see them too much on TV. But right now, going into next season, this is an awesome story for Sam Darnold, especially coming from the New York Jets, the lowly Jets. And bro, we seen the general manager for the Vikings. He got fired a couple weeks ago.
Right? Oh man, he was getting fired a couple weeks ago. He get fired today.
14 wins last season, and you let this dude walk out. You know what I'm saying? The building. So this is a great story for Sam Darnold. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see him, prosper because he's had a struggle. And I seen the clip of him before the Super Bowl. And it was cool because I didn't know he was from California. So like when playing for USC, every week his grandma and granddaddy used to come to practice on Wednesdays to see him practice. And it was like that was their weekly tradition. And it was like Grandpa was like an old man, but he was a stud. I was like, oh, look at Grandpa looking good, you know what I'm saying? Like he still putting himself together. All right, I see you. You know what I'm saying? So and it's like that's the type of love you gotta respect, you know what I'm saying? And like the family really love him, and he was like California boy. It's on him winning the championship in California up there in San Francisco. Gotta feel good for him. So hey, all respect to him, you know what I'm saying? And then with the Super Bowl MVP, the running back, he went from possibly getting cut early in the season or possibly getting traded. I'm sorry, at the deadline. They was talking about his names is up for trade, you know what I'm saying? And then the other running back getting hurt in the divisional, you know what I'm saying, division game, divisional round of playoffs, and him having to take over and him bringing it home. I think this was his dad's first time actually watching him play too, and he wins the Super Bowl MVP. So that's got to be an awesome feeling for him too. I don't know.
And he's a free agent. He just made himself a couple dollars.
Most definitely.
Yeah, one of the things I was sitting there thinking about, we talked a little off camera about this, is like when it comes to game plan. I just want to talk a little game plan real quick. Looking at the Patriots defense, like in the first half. So the Patriots got a defense that, everyone's talking, oh man, the Patriots got this great defense. No, they're just adapting to a West Coast offense of this short intermediate passes. And that's what Seattle plays. They should play short intermediate passing game too, especially with JSN. However, that's what New England does. They kind of stifle that. Seattle started figuring out, you know what, if we just start throwing the ball down the field, they're wide open. JSN was 10 yards down the field before anybody, and Jonah overthrew him by 5 yards. Okay, he was under pressure because the Patriots can get pressure. And then the other one to Rashid Shaheed was just one of his fingertips. It was just 6 inches too far out of his reach. Again, Jonah was under pressure. But again, another guy who's open, maybe not wide open, but he's pretty open. And several other touchdowns that Seattle could have had that were down the field, and then they start completing more passes down the field. But I can't figure out how did New England not be able to adjust to when Seattle finally figured out your defense, you couldn't then transition unless you don't have the personnel to handle the deep ball. I don't know how it is, but it seemed like Seattle's guys were running wild. Kind of like the opposite of the way we see New England when with Belichick, they had the receiver running wild. Yeah. Seattle's running wild out there, and Darnold was just bam, bam, bam. I loved it, and I think Vrabel's got to go back to coaching school and figure out, hey, I got to learn how to make adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, he definitely got to learn how to make some adjustments because once Sam Darnold realized, hey, don't throw at this dude Gonzalez, don't throw at him no more, okay? It was like, once he figured that out, he was like, okay, all right, he's over there, I can throw on this side of the field again, okay? And like they effectively took away the number one wide receiver, on Seattle. I get that. That's what the Patriots do. They take away your best player. But OMG, once Sam Darnold got it going, he got it going. And it was like he put up 40 points in the playoffs early, the last game. Like they went crazy last game. So it was like, all right, we got to keep, Sam Darnold, he ended the season last season with 3 bad games, like we talked about off camera. So, but like this right here, how he ended this season on this scoring streak, hey, bro, hey, we gotta put some faith in them moving forward. And it's like, I know a lot of people didn't want to say his name because of course, with the whole history of the Jets and then those last 3 games last season. But bro,
Yeah.
Sam Darnold has proved himself this year, and hopefully the doubters, they're gonna be like, oh, he didn't win Super Bowl MVP or whatever they're gonna say about him. But yeah, it is what it is, bro. Like Matt Stafford didn't win Super Bowl MVP, and he's still, that dude. So Sam Darnold, hats off to you, bro. You had a great season, great story. Hey, go to Disney World, have a great time, bro.
Yeah, again, hats off to Sam Darnold, hats off to Kenneth Walker III, and your pops to watch you play. Yeah, awesome performance for that young man. He was looking like Darren Sproles out there.
Yeah.
Unable to be tackled, except he ran with maybe a little more power. And that was beautiful to see. I need to ask you this. Midway through the Super Bowl, there was an event, and it was hyped up. It was talked a lot about on the political side of the house for the main star Bad Bunny and his views on immigration and ICE. And the conservatives were upset that the NFL would put someone like him in this position with his type of views. I don't know. You can't talk about freedom of speech and freedom all this stuff in the Constitution, and then get mad at someone for choosing their own person. But outside all that political nonsense, what did you think of the show? Again, Bad Bunny, high energy, an amazing, intricate show in San Francisco. I know, my man, you're from South Florida. This is right up your alley.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't understand anything he said. To be honest with you, I didn't understand none of the songs. But at the same time, me being from South Florida, I know it's certain songs that like we just grew up on. They in Spanish. We don't know them, but we know the beat, and we go to it, and we can move around and have some good times. But I'll be honest with you, I might be getting a little older. I don't know, but like I didn't recognize any of his songs that I've heard on the radio. That like I could be like, okay, yeah, that's that. You know what I'm saying? I could bob my head to it. But at the same time, I was bobbing my head to certain things. You know what I'm saying? I seen the symbolism that he had with the sugar cane and the fields that he has in the Caribbean. Somebody brought to my attention the light post, not light post, the power line post. That was a reference to Puerto Rico not having power for 6 months after the hurricane. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that does make sense. Okay, I get it. The dudes playing dominoes, the girls getting the nails done. It was a cool, elaborate set. Also though, but like I did miss a couple things. For one, I heard that was a real wedding. That was pretty cool. Yes, they said. Yeah. Somebody can say they got married at the halftime show now. That's pretty cool. And then the little boy that he gave the Grammy to. That was that was the little 5-year-old that ICE detained.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool. Little, you know what I'm saying? Little Easter egg he put in there. So I was like, okay, that's I can see the symbolism in his performance and everything. He made some statements, but a lot of those statements that he made, I could not understand. To be honest with you. So, hey. It was a good show to me because I could bob my head to it. I seen there's some Latinas. Being from South Florida, I respect and love my Latinas. So that was awesome. Shout out Cardi. We seen you a little cameo in there. Ricky Martin, and Lady Gaga. I had to realize I'm gonna be honest. I had my little cousin text me like Ricky Martin. I was like, oh, that's who that was. Okay, it's. Facial features then changed a little bit, but it's Ricky still Ricky. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen him in a couple of years. I knew at least I have. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he didn't bust that one out. I don't know. We should have had that. Yeah. But I think matter of fact, I think he has already done that at a Super Bowl before. I think so. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day.
You know what? I think you're right. I think
he has. I think he has.
His career. He was a Super Bowl show.
Yeah. That's what I think. So. And that is an excellent transition. Hey, you can look because like that was this versions of Living La Vida Loca. I mean, he had some English words in there, but the Living La Vida Loca, that was some Spanish stuff that
Yeah.
we didn't necessarily understand. But
Right.
this is our version.
It was. I mean, it was inside, outside, Live La Vida. But I'm just trying to sit there and figure out, man. I think Bad Bunny, international superstar, kind of like to me, it's like a Pitbull, right? At the height of his thing, it's like everyone knows who he is. But like you were saying, I don't know the words. I don't speak Spanish, and there's no knock this that the other. But I don't speak Spanish. I'm a viewer. There was no subtitles. I'm thinking, okay, they're not in South Florida. That would make sense to me. They're in San Francisco. They never really showed the crowd, so you got to go to YouTube to see the crowd. The crowd really wasn't into it because I don't think that's their type of music. And so that was like coming through the screen, and I don't know what he's saying. There's not a lot of energy in the stadium. He's doing his thing. I gotta put it at probably if I've got to rack and stack these Super Bowl halftime performances. For me, it would be towards the bottom because I didn't understand it. I mean, it could be fantastic had I understood it. For me, I didn't get it, and I'm old and decrepit, and I'm stuck in my ways. Call it whatever you want, but at least give us some damn subtitles so I can understand what he's talking about. What's the energy? He is very, very excited, and everyone around is excited, and I couldn't get excited because I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand because especially after last year's Super Bowl performance with Kendrick, we know all the Kendrick songs that he pretty much was performing, and then of course he ended it with the Drake diss song, and that was awesome. But and this year I'm not not to Bad Bunny, but it was just like we had the Spanish version of Drake up there performing, and it was an awesome thing. I just didn't know. I couldn't understand what he was saying. Like they said, 132 million people tuned in. So they said the NFL wants to be more of an international game. This has always been like America's game. So they're trying to open up to a bigger audience. And I guess the Super Bowl, that was a chance for them to bring in that audience. And especially because we got a couple, I think we got 2 games in Brazil next year, and I think so. They named like I believe like 9 games in international. Mm-hmm. And so yes. Also, I did hear about that. About that trip to Brazil. I've heard some interesting ways of getting around the ticket prices.
I am intrigued, and I'm intrigued actually to going to Brazil, and we do the show from Brazil next year.
Oh yeah, I'm cool. Yeah,
this year.
Yeah, this year. I'm down with that. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about it on camera. So yes, I got some interesting ways that was just brought to my attention how we can get to Brazil on a little more economic, rate, but still fly official.
Yeah, heck yeah. Hey, I'm down for whatever. I'm down for whatever, man. I'm easy peasy.
Oh yeah, but most definitely. But like I said, Bad Bunny, like apparently he is the biggest superstar we have in the world right now, because Drake is on hiatus because he just got Kendrick just sent him to the house. So yeah, I heard he's trying to sue. Again. He already lost one lawsuit. One lawsuit got thrown out. He was trying to do it again. So I don't know. That whole situation. Yeah, that whole situation is kind of sad. But yeah, Bad Bunny. That's what we have right now for the world. And he did his job. Like I said, I didn't really understand his performance, but it was high energy. And I wish him the best.
That's it. Yeah, that's all I can say. Wish him the best, man. Good luck, Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no, but do you got anything else, bro?
Man, I'm tapped out. I'm ready. I gotta go get some meat.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode. Man, I know it's sad that football season is over with. I understand, but you gonna catch you back in next week. We gonna tap back in with you. I appreciate everybody, sticking with us this whole season, football season. It was a great season. Our first official Playaction Podcast NFL season. So I appreciate y'all tapping in, and we'll see y'all again next week. Peace.
Welcome to the show where the game comes alive. Breaking down the plays, we keep the spirit high. From the field to the mic with passion and flair. It's the Playaction Podcast, your ultimate fanfare. It's all some boys fanfare.